Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the regularly scheduled meeting of the Board of Public Works for today, Friday, February 12th, 2016.
Commissioner Davis, James, Repenning, and Jacinto are present. President James, we have a quorum. May we start with Bureau introductions, please, starting with Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning. Chime Ngong for the Bureau of Street Services.
Good morning. Tim Dafera, Bureau of Sanitation.
Good morning. Michael Patney, Bureau of Engineering.
Good morning. Chris Smith, Bureau of Contract Administration.
Good morning. Ruben Flamenco, Bureau of Street Lighting.
Good morning. Lori Rittenberg, City Attorney.
Fernando Campos, Executive Officer. President James, we do not have any speaker cards under general public comment nor any of the items for today's agenda.
Okay, then we'll close general public comment. Our first item of business, the approval of the meeting minutes of the meeting from Wednesday, January 27th, 2016. 2016. Wow, we're already in February, I guess, mid-February of 2016. Commissioner Rodriguez has made a motion. I'll second it. Any objection? With that objection, we will approve those meeting minutes. Agenda item number 1, colleagues, it's been requested by the Bureau that we continue agenda item number 1 to a date to be determined after they do some additional work with the Council Office and the Police Commission regarding scheduling. Any problem with continuing agenda item number 1, or in essence taking it off calendar until we have a date? Okay, then we will do so. Agenda item number 2, Council District 11, recommending the board authorize the city engineer to issue a task for solicitation to Fugro Consultants Incorporated to provide pre-design, design, and design support services during construction of the Asilomar landslide retaining wall project with a budget authority of $1,679,492, which includes contingency. Mr. Hancock, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Commissioners, Bureau Executives. I'm Rob Hancock, geologist in the Geotechnical Group in the Bureau of Engineering. The Asilomar landslide is in, I provided some photographs that may help us on our way discussion here. The Asilomar landslide is in the Pacific Palisades in Council District 11. If you look on the first photograph, Will Rogers State Beach is in the south, Pacific Coast Highway, Temescal Canyon is, and the canyon on the other side is Pulga Canyon. Asilomar is the street running through the middle, about midway through. When you look at the lower part of the photograph, you'll see there's 2 mobile home parks there. These mobile home parks are not under city jurisdiction. They are under state jurisdiction, so we have absolutely no control over them at all. The landslide I first became aware of in the year 2000. It doesn't move quickly, it moves very slowly, and it's been moving continually since 2000. When you look at, if I can direct you to the second page, you'll see a picture of the street. And the damage you see here is since 2008. Prior to 2008, the landslide was, again, moving. In 2008, the street was completely repaired. It was pristine, brand new curbs, gutters, and the continual movement of the landslide is what you see here today. The landslide has 3 planes of weakness beneath the street. There's one at a depth of 35 feet, there's a second at 65 feet, and the lower one is at 90 feet. The 35-foot rupture surface is where most of the movement is occurring. And so there is some movement at 65 feet. Our instruments haven't really detected any movement at 90 feet. The retaining wall project we're presenting here is the second phase of a 2-phase project. The first phase, which the plans are done, we're just waiting for Coastal Commission approval, and then we'll go out to construction and install 5 dewatering wells along the north side of Asilomar Boulevard. And what that will do is cut off groundwater moving under the mesa into the landslide. So that will help a lot. The retaining wall project will support the upper 65 feet of soil out there that is moving. The groundwater wells will go beneath the 90-foot rupture surface. Just for reference, I've included below the bluff is a fire road, and the third picture is a picture of the displacement along the fire road. It's undergone at least 10 feet of vertical displacement. It's impassable. There is one entrance into the
F Street.
mobile home parks off PCH, and this is a fire road. It's a secondary access to the mobile home park. What currently is being proposed is on the fourth sheet, and it's retaining wall. It has tiebacks. They will extend completely underneath the street and underneath the houses on the north side of the street. It will support the landslide and Asilomar Boulevard, the upper part of the landslide and Asilomar Boulevard. This project will impact the stability of the entire landslide, but it will not completely correct it. The lower part of the landslide below the retaining wall will still be subject to movement, but we're cutting off driving forces. We're taking out a lot of the groundwater that's moving into the landslide. Any questions?
Commissioner Penning.
I have just a question. Looking at the overall cost of the project, it's an expensive one.
Yes, it is.
So I'm wondering what are the plans to fund construction?
From what I understand, the CAO is proposing gas tax funds for this.
Gas tax. Okay.
And what is the total cost?
The cost of the construction at this time is anticipated to be $16.4 million. That's for the retaining wall. We have about $800,000 into the dewatering wells and the controllers.
And the the description of what we are approving today?
You're approving the Fugro to do the pre-design, the design, the bid and award package, and construction monitoring. So it'll take us completely through the project. They are proposing 15% of minority business enterprise, and 8.6% WBE will be included in the project.
Would you just walk us through, it's in the board report, but I like the oral record to reflect it, the selection process, how many firms responded, and how many firms you were able to choose from?
Yes. We have 15 firms on our pre-qualified list. This went out to all 15 firms. 4 firms responded. The panel that selected was myself, my supervisor Chris Johnson, and Alfred Mata from the Bureau of Engineering. We also had a geologist on the panel from Building and Safety. So the 4 of us selected. We reviewed and scored the proposals, the 4 proposals that came in. All 4 firms came in and gave us an oral presentation. And Fugro appeared to be technically by far the best. They came up with some really good innovative ideas for doing further evaluation that would impact the cost of this. And they have a really good record of producing projects on time, quality projects on time and under budget.
Great, thank you, Mr. Hancock. Commissioner Jacinto.
Thank you, President James. Rob, thanks for your report. You know, $16 million is a significant amount of resources. Can we play out sort of the risk? If we do nothing, we don't have an intervention, and we let the landslide continue, what are the possibilities? What are the scenarios, sir?
Yeah, what's happening is as this landslide moves, you're removing support from the north side of the street. So ultimately what's going to happen is the planes of weakness that are that the landslide is moving on. As this thing moves, you're going to lose the street, and you're going to impact the houses on the north side of the street, is the potential.
Is that also very possible with El Nino and the rains coming?
So far, we've been lucky, and we keep an eye on it very closely. Every time it rains, we have somebody out there. There is a potential that during El Nino that we could lose the street. We don't anticipate we will lose the houses on the north side at this time, but that could happen over time.
Okay, thank you.
Anything further from Mr. Hancock? Commissioner Davis?
I just wanted some background information. This issue has been developing since 1958, is that correct?
The landslide was first observed in 1958. It's likely an ancient landslide. The rupture surface at 90 feet likely extends completely underneath the mobile home parks and out underneath the water.
So the development in this neighborhood predated 1958, right?
Yes.
These homes were built prior to 1958.
Yes.
And also, in terms of the city's property, there is a park, a recreation and park property that is somewhere in the jurisdiction?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that. On the south side of the street, there's a narrow piece of Rec and Parks property. It's on the second photograph. You can see this green area, and people like to walk along. There's benches there. People use it as a walking path.
I see. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
The project will maintain that area. We're not going to build our wall, so we cut that off.
Okay.
Anything further from Mr. Hancock on number 2? Is there a motion on number 2 by Commissioner Jacinto? I'll second it. Any objection? Without objection, we will adopt agenda item number 2. Any problem sending number 2 forthwith? We'll send number 2 forthwith. Thank you, sir. Agenda item number 3. Street closure, 6th Street Viaduct, Council District 14, Bureau of Engineering and Bureau of Street Services. Recommending the board authorize full non-concurrent closures of Clarence Street, Anderson Street, and Mission Road underneath and adjacent to the 6th Street Viaduct for up to 4 weeks each between February 12th and August 12th, 2016 to facilitate demolition activities associated with the 6th Street Viaduct replacement project. Julia Moy.
Good morning. My name is Julia Moy with the Bureau of Engineering, 6th Street Viaduct Division. The board just 3 short weeks ago awarded the demolition contract for the 6th Street Viaduct, and we've been very hard at work since that award took place. Over the weekend, as I know you're all aware and hope you got a chance to come out in person, we demolished the portion of the 6th Street Viaduct over the 101, and we're continuing to head west with the demolition in a plan within 9 months to complete full demolition of the viaduct structure. As you see now, we're heading over the west end of Boyle Heights, a pretty commercial industrial area, and we have buildings very close to the viaduct. So it is, and given the sheer height you can see here of the viaduct, falling debris and public safety are of high concern. So the contractor proposed to implement full closures, and the plans are shown in the board report as an attachment of Anderson, Clarence, and Mission Street. And this is in, again, the west area of Boyle Heights, bounded by the freeway and the LA River. It's a lot of local traffic, local industrial traffic on these streets. The current contract plans call for just evening closures of these streets. The contractor, in order to maintain public safety, requested to implement full closures for up to 4 weeks each in order to have safe activity as well as less impact to residents. Right now, the closures are only allowed in the evening hours, which would mean demolition activities would be taking place during the evening. And, obviously, as you can see, even with the sheer height, noise, may become an issue. So in order to have safe demolition activities and reduce noise. The contractors propose full closures. DOT, working with them, were able to accommodate the full closures, especially seeing now how traffic patterns have begun to settle with the viaduct closure having been implemented a few weeks ago. So DOT was supportive as long as they are non-concurrent closures and no two streets are closed at the same time. This is acceptable by the contractor and all parties, so we're moving forward with Bureau of Street Services and the council office's concurrence to ask that we allow between today, Friday, the 12th, to August the 12th, over 6 months, allow for 4-week closures of Mission, Anderson, and Clarence while the viaduct is being demolished over these streets. And I'm happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Julia, and congratulations to the Bureau for the 4 hours early on the slow jam closure last weekend. I was able to mention that to Gary Lee Moore after discussing it with the mayor. Obviously, everyone was pleased with that. Any questions for Julia, Commissioner Davis?
No. I do.
Okay, Commissioner Arcento.
Thank you. Julia, thank you for the report. So these are rolling. They're not all going to be closed at one time. One is going to be closed. The other two will be open, correct? So that the traffic will regulate itself and people will find their commuters.
Yeah, absolutely. And we also plan, just to add, during the day to have a flagman on site to help any trucks that may need to navigate the area in order to ensure that the industrial traffic is able to travel smoothly. And we've also notified by door to door and will at least 10 days in advance of each closure of the impact or potential impact to their businesses.
Thank you.
Thank you, Julia. Anything else? Is there a motion on number 2, Commissioner Davis, seconded by Commissioner Jacinto? Any objection? With that objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 3. Any problem sending it forthwith? We'll send number 3 forthwith. Thank you.
Thank you, and happy Valentine's Day to everyone.
Yes, to you too. Agenda item number 4, Bureau of Street Services, a tree removal at 9955 Farallone Avenue. Recommending the board find that the tree removal classifies as operation, repair, maintenance, or minor alteration of existing street, sidewalk, and gutter involving negligible or no expansion of use beyond that previously existing and does not involve the removal of a scenic resource. Number 2, that the action is exempt under Article 3, Section 1, Class 1, Category 3, existing facilities sidewalk repair of the City of Los Angeles Environmental Quality Act guidelines from 2002, and that none of the exceptions to the use of a categorical exemption as set forth in Section 153.00.2 of the state CEQA guidelines apply, and approve the request for a no-fee permit to remove 4 American sweet gum trees for the reconstruction of an off-grade sidewalk located at 9955 Farallone Avenue in Council District 12. Tree replacements are required. Mr. Banuelos.
Morning, Commissioners, your representative, City Attorney, Mr. Campos. The George Pappy, the property owner at 9955 Farallone, has applied to the Bureau of Engineering to replace, and reconstruct the sidewalk in front of his residence. The sidewalk repair is going to severely affect 4 American sweet gums in front of the residence. The trees measure approximately 14 to 20 inches in diameter by 40 to 50 feet in height. One of the trees is dead, succumbed to a disease, and the remaining 3 trees are in decline. The sidewalk repair will severely affect the health and structural integrity of the trees, and therefore tree removal permit is being requested. The trees will be replaced with 2 Australian willow trees, 24-inch box-sized trees, and watered and maintained by the property owners. 4 trees will be delivered to our nursery to replace the trees.
Any questions on agenda item number 4? Is there a second to my motion that we adopt agenda item number 4 by Commissioner Rodriguez? Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 4. Thank you, Hector.
Thank you.
Agenda item.
President James, would you like to consider that forthwith?
Yes, we can do number 4 forthwith.
Thank you.
Yes. Agenda item number 5. The Office of Accounting and the Bureau of Street Services are requesting board approval and execution of authority for expenditure in the amount of $3 million Adjusted total for the year, $9 million, for additional funds in connection with the as-needed trucking program for fiscal year 2016. Are these quarterly requests, Mario?
Yes, at this time, these are quarterly requests. We're looking at spending approximately what we spent last year, which was about $8.9 million. This is our third request, so it gets us to $9 million. But I believe our estimates are that we may just exceed the $9 million, so we may be coming to you for one more additional request before the end of the fiscal year.
That would do with is that related to the fact that we are meeting more miles in our pavement preservation program?
Yeah, typically, yes. And as we approach the end of the fiscal year, we're always increasing the work to meet our goals. So that's why I expect us to maybe meet the $9 million or go just above that.
Okay. Any questions regarding this allocation? Commissioner Rodriguez has made a motion that we adopt agenda item number 5. I'll second it. Along with Commissioner Davis, I think I heard. Any objection? Without objection, we'll adopt agenda item number 5. Any problem sending it forthwith? We'll send number 5 forthwith. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much.
Have a good weekend. Agenda item number 6, Sunbelt Rentals has transmitted a stop notice in the amount of $117,391.17 against J&D Thomas Incorporated in connection with the Machado Lake Ecosystem Rehabilitation Project, the contractor OHL USA Incorporated. Is there a second to my motion that we receive number 6 forthwith? By Commissioner Davis. Any objection? Without objection, we will do so. Is Mr. Roch here?
I don't believe so.
Okay, we have him on the agenda for the status on the activities of OCB. Paul, are you listening in? He usually listens in and then pops in.
Usually listens in. If your board would like, we can continue the item.
Yes, let's continue the item. Let's continue to a date that's convenient for you, Mr. Campos, to schedule it, along with Mr. Roch's schedule.
Great, thank you, Mr. President.
Okay. Thank you. Have we cleared the desk?
Yes, you have.
Okay, then we are adjourned. Thank you, everyone. No management meeting today. Happy Valentine's Day.